Hello friends, in previous video we have discussed about form validation, and now in this video we will discuss about data validation. So first of all, let you know what is data validation. So data validation is the process of ensuring that user input is clean, correct and useful. So typical validation tasks are: has the user filled in all the required fields? Has the user entered a valid date? Has the user entered text in a numeric field? So most often the purpose of data validation is to ensure correct user input. And validation can be defined by many different methods and deployed in many different ways. So first is server-side validation, and it is performed by a web server after input has been sent to the server. Client-side validation. So it is performed by a web browser before input is sent to a web server. So these are the two types of validations that our web browser can do. First is server side and second is client side. Now, what is HTML constraint validation? HTML5 introduced a new HTML validation concept called constraint validation. So HTML constraint validation is based on constraint validation, HTML input attributes, constraint validations, CSS, pseudo selectors, and constraint validation DOM properties and methods. So we will look at the table I have created for constraint validation HTML input attributes and constraint validation CSS pseudo selector. So HTML validation input attributes are disabled. What it can do? It specifies that the input element should be displayed. Max specifies the maximum value of the input element. Min specifies the minimum value of an input. What pattern do? Pattern specifies the value pattern of an input, and type specifies the type of an input element. Constraint validations CSS pseudo selectors. First is disabled. It selects elements with the disabled attributes specified. Invalid selects input elements with invalid values. Optional selects input elements with no required attribute specified. Required selects input elements with the required attribute specified, and valid selects input elements with valid values. So these are the two types of constraint validations. First is HTML input attribute and second is a CSS pseudo selector. So that's all for this video. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon to get notified. Thank you.